Well, this is the second year of the Biosphere Awards. They were conceived to sort of celebrate people's involvement in the biosphere, and we award three categories: sustainable development, conservation, and education. Last year we had a broad range of entries, and very, very credible and good entries. This year we're hoping for the same.
And the Tynwald debate on the climate change emergency revolved around changing our societal culture and the way people are so used to living their lives. How effective are these awards as an incentive to get people to change the way they live?
Well, Biosphere is part of the Isle of Man. We are all living in the biosphere and part of the biosphere. It's not just the ecology and environment, it's also about our culture and the way we live. I think it is part of, shall we say, looking at a greener environment and a greener way of living, and certainly biodiversity going forward. So it's all about our economy, working with resilience and sustainability, and the community working on that. And I'm quite pleased, or very pleased, I should say, with the response we've been having. And I think people are more aware than ever of both the environment, the need to be greener in their lives, and the fact that we live in a wonderful place.
That was actually going to be my next question about the response from the public. Are you finding that it's easy to engage with them to take part in these sorts of initiatives?
Yes, I think people are very keen to. And if you look at an organisation like Beach Buddies, where they've got 14,000 people out of a population of 85 involved, that shows an enthusiasm for keeping the environment clean. There are offshoots of that, looking at our footpaths, and we have an organisation in my constituency looking at cleaning up rivers, taking out Japanese knotweed and balsam and various other things. So yes, community involvement is quite easy if there is a route to get them involved.
On the other side of things, critics have said the biosphere status of the island has been used more as a buzzword or a marketing ploy. How would you respond to that?
Well, I think they should take a deeper look at what we're doing and maybe visit the department and speak to our biosphere champion. We've doing a lot of work in the community and on the educational side, particularly with young people. And it's not just a sham, it's a real living thing. And I'm very enthusiastic about it, and the team that's working in the department is, and I think everyone in the department's enthusiastic about where we are. It's a great accolade. This evening I'm attending a lecture by Peter Bridgewater, Professor Bridgewater, who helped immensely in getting that status and continually offering us support and advice on the way forward. So I'm heartened by where we're going and the involvement that we get.
Recently, the BBC has been showing Hugh Fearnley's series, which revealed a load of UK waste ended up in Malaysia. Where does our waste end up?
Well, I'm pleased to say that I don't think they'll find any of our waste there. We do recycle some high-value plastic, and that is recovered, but the majority, and some people criticise this, is not recycled. And we're looking into the CO2 footprint and the best way to deal with plastics. But at the moment, most of the plastic waste on the Isle of Man ends up in the energy for waste plant, where it's turned into electricity, where it produces between 5 and 7% of our electricity that we consume.
Also in international media, the UK Chancellor Philip Hammond says reaching zero carbon emissions by 2050 will cost £1 trillion and mean there'll be less funds for schools and hospitals. Is that something that could happen on a smaller scale here?
Well, as you're probably aware, we have an ongoing debate in Tynwald, but just this week we launched our first members workshop to look at the way we develop a strategy that I hope all members will buy into. The debate at the moment is over dates. We've already committed to 2050 in the same way that the UK has almost committed. They said 95% net zero by 2050, but they're aiming for 100%. A lot of other jurisdictions have yet to make their minds up. I think that we need to look at this very carefully and decide where we're going. People accuse us of inaction. There's an awful lot going on, and we know what we've got to do. It is a matter of balancing other needs with the green agenda. I'm all for driving it forward, and I think we are moving very positively in the right direction.